Okay, this is section 3.2, and I'm going to have to do this in 2 videos because the recorder I have on my computer only allows me to do 10 minutes. Otherwise, I have to pay a whole bunch of money for the full version, and I ain't doing that. So I'm going to do parts A, B, and C on this video, and I'll do D, E, and F on a second video. So answer the questions about the following function, and our function is f of x equals 2x squared minus x minus 1. I've got my math lab on the left and my whiteboard on the right, so I can do them both at the same time. A says, is the point -2, 9 on the graph of our function? Well, remember when they give you an ordered pair, the first number is your x coordinate, the second number is your y coordinate, but y can also be expressed in functional notation as f of x. So in order to see if this point is actually on my graph, I'm going to take 9 and I'm going to substitute it here where f of x is. So I'm going to have 9 equals, and then since x is -2, I'm going to take that and plug it into every x coordinate that I serve, every x in the problem that I see. Oops, sorry, I have to put a parenthesis there. So I'm going to put a -2 here and a -2 there. And now the left side is just 9. There's no math over there. On the right side, I'm going to have to do the math to see if I get 9 and follow order of operations. I'm going to start here with the -2 times itself, because -2 squared means -2 times -2. Well, that's +4. Then I'm going to take 2 times 4, and that is 8. Subtracting a negative is actually adding a positive. And then I'll do my adding and subtracting from left to right. 8 plus 2 is 10, and then 10 minus 1 equals 9. So I got a 9 on this side, I got a 9 on that side. The answer is yes. Now when I come over to my math lab, there's 2 choices that say yes, C and D. C says yes because substituting x equals -2 into the given equation results in 9. That is what I did. So that is my answer. D switched them around. They said x was 9 and it resulted in -2, and that's wrong. So there's my positive affirmation. And now part B pops up. So I'm going to clear my screen over here. Clear. And B says, if x equals 2, what is f of x? Well, f of x is 2x squared minus x minus 1. And they want you to calculate f of 2, which simply means you're going to take out all of your x's and plug in a 2, +2. So when I do that, this is going to be 2 times 2 to the second is 4. And then I'll do the multiplication next. 2 times 4 is 8. And then subtracting 2 and subtracting 1, those are still there. And then just do it left to right. 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. So the answer that goes in this box right here is 5. And fantastic. And then it says, using the information in the previous step, list the points on the graph of f where x is equal to 2. Simplify your answer, type an ordered pair. All right, when I click on that box, my little toolbox shows up at the bottom. So I need an ordered pair. I'm going to click on that, and you can see it says ordered pair. Hopefully you can see that. It's not too low. And then x was 2, y was 5. There you go. And then part C, so let me clear my screen again over here. C says, if f of x equals -2, then what does x equal? Okay, so f of x equals 2x squared minus x minus 1. And they said if f of x, if this equals negative 1. So you're going to stick your negative 1 where f of x is this time. And in order to solve this one, that's a quadratic equation, I'm going to have to set it equal to 0. So I'm going to add 1 to the left so that that cancels out, leaving me with 0. But what you do to one side, you got to do to the other. So I'm going to have to add 1 over here, which will cancel that out, leaving me with 2x squared minus x. Once it's set equal to 0, you can either factor or use the quadratic formula. I am going to factor because the only thing I can factor out from a 2x squared minus x is the x. That's going to leave me with 2x minus 1. Now remember that if you have x times a 2x minus 1, and that is equal to 0, then that means either the x is equal to 0 or the 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. Because if two things multiply together and the answer is 0, one of the two has to be 0. Well, this one's already solved for 0. X is equal to 0. Or as I like to call it, the hugs and kisses answer. You know, X's and O's, hugs and kisses. Yeah, that's lame. Okay. And then this one, I would have to add 1 to both sides. That cancels. I get 2x is equal to 1. Divide by 2, and you get x is 1/2. So, let's see. If f of x equals negative 1, x is equal to blank. Use a comma to separate your answers. It was 0, comma, 1/2. Boop. And then using the information in the previous step, list the points on the graph. Okay, remember we plugged in f of x was negative 1. So this one would be negative 1, comma, no, sorry, that was my y coordinate. My x coordinate is 0 and my y coordinate is negative 1. And then this one over here would be 1/2, comma, negative 1. And I just have to type those into my math lab. So let's see. Oops. Gotta be careful with your, pay attention, and bam. Good job. Which brings me to part D, and I'm going to do that in a separate video because my 10-minute time is almost up.